Hi guys, welcome back. Ithaqa's Bane, and we are continuing with Machine Gods of the NOXIAN Expanse. The tavern was a little bit of a blowout. Couldn't get any information from there yet, but I am planning to go back there later in the day to do some dancing, earn some coins. And I'm thinking that because this was recommended by the guards as being the best place to kind of do dancing and earn money. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the last video. I'm thinking that this tavern's going to get busier tonight. Now, in the meantime, I need to go and find some other information, maybe from another source. Possibly a store, possibly the town hall. Let's find out. So I'm going to leave the tavern and I'm going to walk around. There's always going to be somewhere for you to buy stuff. Following gear presents a type of items that PCs can find in essentially all settlements. So you can always find these things, which means there must be some kind of store in every settlement. So I can probably try there and try and get some information, I think. So let's head to the store. I'm not sure if there's going to be more than one, but let's head to the store, the shop of this settlement. Maybe we find one. Seems to be doing a decent amount of business. It seems to have a lot of general inventory. It does also have certain weapons and armor. Now, okay, so we're not going to buy any armor. I could buy a helm, but then that affects perception checks. A shield. Okay, to use a shield properly, you do actually need a proficiency. Otherwise, you get disadvantage. Don't need to... Oh, did I check the usage die of my arrows? Honestly, can't remember. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the store. There are weapons and armor here. There is general items here. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to buy some rations, I think. Now, I could actually also roll up a name for the landlord of the tavern. So let's do all those. Let's do all of those while we've got the book out. Let's move this out of the way first. Sorry. Moving everything around. Let's go back to our usual NPC generator at the back of this book here. Right, let's roll up a name. So this is going to be for the tavern landlord. His name. I'm just gonna roll up the first name because I wouldn't know anything else about him. So we're going to need a percentage roll. 53. So 53 Nessim. Okay. So the tavern landlord's name is Nessim. And he was wary, right? Yeah. What about the Mossmore store? The merchant. The name of the merchant is 41. 41 Kari. Okay. Kari, okay. Now, I also need to roll up. I'm going to roll up too many books. That's his reaction. Okay, so his initial reaction, again, he's going to be a merchant, so I'm getting a +2. So D10 +2. And 9 +2 is 11. Helpful. Okay, that's good for a merchant. So this guy is helpful. That could actually be good when I ask about information, because I think that may give me... Don't think it's going to give me an advantage, but it's going to adjust the difficulty, I think. Right, so we're going to go to the store. I'm going to buy some rations. How many have we got at the moment? Rations, we have 11, so let's buy 4 rations. That will take me up to 15. So I'm going to have 15 rations. I've had a meal at the tavern, so I don't need to use a ration today. So 15, so that's 4 rations. Rations are 5 each, so that's going to be 20 coins. Oh, I'm going to have to do some decent dancing tonight to recover all this money. So 20 means I'm down to 267. God, I'm getting through my money quick. Need to stay away from settlements. Right, so I go there, I buy some rations, and I'm going to try and talk to Kari about, what should we start with? the pyramid. So as I'm paying for the rations, Kari is very helpful, very friendly. And I ask him, as I entered this area, I noticed to the north that there seems to be the ruins or the remains of a pyramid within the forest. And Kari replies, how's this going to work? So I'm thinking that it'll probably be easy because he's a merchant. He probably knows what's going on around the place. He's probably heard rumors because he's dealing with a lot of people, especially other merchants and everything else. And because we rolled very well for his reaction, I'm going to give myself a shift to make it very easy. However, with a -1 to my presence, I'm still going to need to get a 7+ to get the answers that I need. Now, what if I fail? If I fail, maybe he doesn't know much apart from the fact that there's a pyramid there. I mean, it's highly unlikely, isn't it? So if I fail, maybe he only knows the name of the place or what it's called, but he doesn't know much about it. If I succeed, maybe he gives me a bit of information about rumors about the tech cultists and the things that can be found in there. That kind of works, doesn't it? Right. So we need to get a 7+. 7+. Yay! Nothing wonderful. It's a 12, but we pass. So, Kari basically tells us that yes, from ages past, from before cataclysm, apocalypse, whatever, he said, from the days long ago when the world was different, the pyramid existed even then. It is a fearful place, a fearsome place. Ha! Hence the name, because we did roll up for the description, a fearsome pyramid. And it's somewhere that people tend not to go. There are dangers inside. There have been talks of magical beings, in other words, technological beings, nanite-infested creatures, etc. But again, the people here generally tend to think of technology as magic. And it's a woe-forbidden place. It's not somewhere that people should go if they expect to survive. However, there have been tales of people going and coming back with magical artifacts and tales of creatures beyond imagination. So that's for that check there. Now, I'm going to roll again because I want to see whether he's heard about the heir's kidnapping. So that's going to be similar. So again, 7+, 17. So I ask, have you also heard about the House Zas heir being kidnapped? I heard rumors on the road. He says, yes. We have heard such things as well, although the family seems to be denying everything. Maybe it's better that way. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. But yes, I have heard such things. Should I risk asking about the tech cultists as well? I think I will. So for the tech cultists, it was secret and hidden knowledge, wasn't it? So maybe this is going to be a harder check. So maybe instead of being easy, shifted down, maybe it's average, shifted down. So we need a 9+. We're going to ask about the tech cultists. A 7. A 7, so no. I ask, have you heard about this cult, these tech cultists? And he's like, no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Not in these parts anyway. Maybe you should ask at Stormspire. They have a larger population. Maybe somebody there would have knowledge of this cult. Maybe the guards would know. So I thank the merchant very much. So I found out some information about the heir and what the pyramid is. We can now actually roll up the name of the pyramid. So it seems to be confirmed that the heir is missing and that the family knows, but they don't want it to become sort of public knowledge. And we are going to be able to roll up the name of the pyramid, but maybe I haven't found the twist thing yet. For this scene, we did roll up another twist, didn't we? Secret knowledge and stuff. Yeah, down here. Find out about conspiracy or traitor in Mossmore related to the tech cultists. So maybe the merchant, would he be hiding the information? How would I be able to tell? I mean, he seems to know a lot of things which are going on, so maybe he's actually keeping it secret. So maybe I put question mark, lie, maybe. Because again, we're trying to find this secret or hidden knowledge as part of the twist. So it could possibly be that the merchant isn't telling me the truth. I mean, I may not be able to see the lie, but maybe this is going to link up somewhere later in our story. Right, yes, we are going to generate the name of the pyramid. Gives description and name. So I'm going to put down here the, what was it called? Fearsome Pyramid, wasn't it? Enough talking. Let us generate the name of our pyramid. And to do that, we're going to use Note Quest, a game by Tiago Junges from Brazil. An absolutely amazing game, which is dirt cheap. Basic version is free. I think the advanced version is $2. And it gives you so much more. If you haven't seen already, I do have a series on this game on the channel. I'll put a link up here. Definitely worth a look at. It's a really fun little game. Includes dungeon delving, includes overland travels as well. But it's more like a dungeon crawler rather than an RPG. But in here, we do have another bookmark. We do have a way of generating names. Now this is actually in the advanced section, the expanded world. In the basic game, there is also a name generator for these places to explore. Where is it? Here, but it's kind of limited in terms of the dungeon types. These are the ones in the basic game. The advanced game or the expanded game has a lot more possible places to explore. Where is it? Here, a lot more different places to explore. So we're going to be rolling up. It is a 3d6 times 3 roll. Actually, let's move this over here so we can actually write it down. Get me book. I'm getting through so many pages in this book for this game. I don't really journal. I just make notes. Right. So we're going to roll part 1 and then pyramid, then part 3 and part 4. Okay, we can do that, can't we? Let's just make sure it's on camera. Yes, it is. Very good. Right, 3d6s. Right, so the pyramid to the north of Mossmore is... Oh, wow, I wish I was running stats. 16. The Twisted Pyramid. 6, 7, 8. Of the Dark. And then part 4. 11, 14. Path. Ooh! Oh, that works. So, I mean, whether this is its true name or just what people call it, the pyramid to the north, this fearsome pyramid to the north in F5, is known as the Twisted Pyramid of the Dark Path. Oh. So thank you to NoQuest. Right. And that's where we're going to be journeying once we have finished with scene 2. Now, scene 2 isn't complete yet because we haven't included the twist, that secret knowledge. I'm thinking maybe there's like a conspiracy or some kind of traitor in Mossmore. Could potentially be that merchant at the store, because he was very forthcoming about the pyramid and the heir, but nothing about the tech cultists. So he could potentially be lying. Let's go back to the... Should I go back to the tavern? We haven't been gone that long, I don't think. So maybe we should go somewhere else before we go back to the tavern. Let's try... I mean, I've got information about the pyramid and the heir. It's the tech cultists I need to find out about so I can get that twist sort of covered. Find out more about conspiracy or traitor in Mossmore related to tech cultists. I mean, if I possibly talk to the guards, if they sort of say that it's kind of common knowledge about the tech cultists, then that kind of says that the merchants selling porcupines. But I mean, who else could I ask? You've got the store, the tavern. There's probably going to be the town hall where the overlord, what's his name again? Kalen Zas kind of resides. You're gonna have admin staff there, but again, what reason would I have for going there? There isn't, is there? Oh, but there is another tavern, isn't there? I think in the last episode, when we were talking to the guards, they recommended the best place to go because I rolled so high in terms of getting a crit for the getting allowed entrance and stuff like that. He said that the tavern, the Intrepid Dragon was probably the best place to go to in terms of maybe the nightlife and the dancing and sort of earning money. But maybe there's another tavern. Again, I'm thinking there may be two in this sort of very small town. So maybe we can roll up another tavern and maybe go there and see if we can find out some information. Otherwise, I'm kind of going to have to wait until later in the evening. And what am I supposed to do until then, yeah? I mean, I could just walk around. But again, I mean, just walking around a town, kind of boring, isn't it? Yeah, let's go to this other tavern. So this will be, what did I put here? Mossmore Tavern number 1, and let's put Mossmore Tavern number 2. We will grab our book again. I want to go back to the taverns page. I got rid of the bookmark, didn't I? Tavern generator. Right. Tavern generator. The name, percentage 2 times. We get 66. Oh, the 6s. 66 ironclad. So the ironclad, kind of suitable start for something in the Iron Valley, and we get a 49 throne. The Ironclad Throne is the second tavern. Again, nice name. I mean, it's a bit more suitable for the area, the Iron Valley, than the Intrepid Dragon, but that can still work. The Ironclad Throne. Maybe we'll find out why maybe this isn't such a good place for a dancer. What about the vibe? Now, with the first one, we got a 1, didn't we? I think we got a double 1. So the vibe of this place, I got a 3. Oddly quiet given the number of customers. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't like dancers in this one. Okay, so I've written that there, and we're going to roll a d20. Okay, so are the d20s going to be good to me today? 12. Better than last time, 12. With a large crater-like hole in the centre of the floor that has gone unremarked upon for months. Huh? Crater-like hole. What the hell happened in here? Did somebody blow up an artifact or something? So maybe a large crater-like hole in the centre of the floor. I mean, we can talk with the landlord. We'll roll up his name very quickly. Again, I think just the first name. But maybe that's why dancers and entertainers aren't really welcome at the moment, because that crater-like hole is kind of taking up a lot of the space that the tables would normally be in. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But it's oddly quiet given the number of customers. So maybe this is actually a bit more, what's the word? Busy than the first one. Might be able to find out some information, but let's quickly roll up the landlord's name. So it's the NPC generator, landlord's name. We're just doing the first name because we're not going to get that attached to them, I don't think. Percentage is 87. So 87, the landlord is Wanda. It's a landlady. Okay. Wanda. So we'll update the title. It's a landlady. The lady rules the roost. for this tavern. Okay, so wander. Now again, I'm not not expecting much. My presence is so low that I don't know whether I'll be able to find out any proper information or not, but we shall try. So we go into, or we find the location of the other tavern in town. The guards did say that maybe this one's not the best choice for earning money as a dancer, but that's okay. We want information. We want information. So we're going to go into the ironclad throne. The place is definitely busier than the Intrepid Dragon, but it's a bit early to go back to that tavern and try and earn some money. Probably isn't busy just yet. Maybe that's a nighttime tavern. This is like an all-day place. We'll go up to the bar. There's a lady there. There is a lady there. A lady there. Do a quick, a quick description. I'm going to do hair and build, I think. D12. 6. Shoulder length red hair. There seems to be a lot of red hair in the NPCs I roll up. Shoulder length red hair. Sorry, D10. And she is short and stout. Yeah, definitely not somebody you want to argue with over the price of an ale. So I walk over to the bar. There's a number of clientele in here. Just your general sort of citizens and scavengers and probably off-duty guardsmen. And I go to the bar and I order an ale. Which is going to cost me another 1 coin. So I'm now down to 266. So I purchase an ale and I ask about the pyramid to the north. I'm new in town, dancer by trade. I'm going to be performing at the other tavern later. If you would like me to sort of come back here and do some dancing, I'll be happy to oblige. And she just sort of looks at me, and I'm saying, you know what? I've heard something about this pyramid to the north. I've heard some legends, some stories. Is it true that it's called the Twisted Pyramid of the Dark Path? Right, let's see whether Wanda is a talkative type or whether she really doesn't want to get to know me at all. So I'm thinking that... Oh, hang on, we've got to do initial reaction, don't we? So initial reaction for Wanda is probably in another part. Oh, no, here it is. It's here. So her initial reaction, make sure it's on camera. Now, the bartender at the Intrepid Dragon was wary. Wanda, I'm going to give it a +2 because, again, they want business. So D10 +2, a 4 + 2 is 6. So she's also wary. That doesn't bode well because I gave myself a negative modifier, if I remember correctly. So she is wary as well. So, okay, I'm thinking that asking about the pyramid just out of the blue. Maybe I will treat this as an average difficulty, but I'm thinking that would it have a positive modifier? No, I think it's just an average, and I'm at -1, so it's a 10. I need an 11 for her to talk to me, agree to talk to me about the pyramid. We get a 9. So she stays quiet, she kind of looks at me, and it's like, why are you interested in the pyramid? We don't talk about that place. It's evil, it's dark, bad magic. And she goes back to cleaning out the tankards and cleaning them out and cleaning the bar and serving drinks. So I'm going to sort of look around and see if there are any other patrons that maybe have noticed that I was asking about the pyramid. So what we'll do for that one is we will use the, if I can find it, we're going to use the Oracle. So anybody taken notice? Unlikely, 50-50, like, let's say unlikely, so a 12 or higher. 12, we got a 12. Somebody does take notice or seems intrigued the fact that I'm asking the barkeep about the pyramid to the north, and I noticed somebody looking in my direction. Maybe they walk over. They come. Maybe they're at the bar and they sort of move to my area of the bar, and it's like, you're asking questions about a pyramid. We don't normally talk about the pyramid around here. What's your business, stranger? So I'm just gonna ask. Well, I've heard that it's a dangerous place, but aren't the most dangerous places the best places to find relics and artifacts? And the man, is he old? Is he old? Is he young? I'm saying there's a guy. Is he old? Is he young? D6. A 4. An adult. Okay, so he's an adult. He's he says, you know, these places, you really shouldn't get involved with them, you know, dangerous places. The one up north's got bad magic all over the place. If the guy knows the tech cultists could potentially be using the pyramid, would he say that? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll sort of, for my next question, I ask him, okay, granted it is a dangerous place, but the treasure within could be worth it, right? And the guy's like, no. Very few people go there scavenging. It's much safer and more profitable to go to the ruins nearby. Less chance of death, more chance of, you know, coming out with something. But he said, you are right though. The pyramid has been said, has the best relics if you can find them, but the magic is bad there. The magic is bad. We've had people go there, never heard from them again. So now I'm going to ask another question. I've heard there's a cult there. Yeah, I've heard that there's a cult that uses the pyramid as its base. I heard this at the previous settlement that I was in. Yeah, somebody mentioned that there were these cultists at a nearby pyramid causing problems. Now, how's the guy going to react to this? Well, let's use the oracle first to see whether he actually knows anything about them. I'm kind of thinking that it's likely. I mean, it's been secret, hidden knowledge about the kidnapping, about the pyramid. Should I make it unlikely? Yeah, let's make it unlikely that he knows anything about the cultists, but he may have heard rumours. No, but it's secret, isn't it? Let's make it very unlikely. 14 or higher. 17, so yes, okay. He's like, the cultists. I've heard that rumour as well, but nobody's heard anything from these cultists for years. They're supposed to be long gone. They used to use the pyramid a long time ago, in my father's day. They used to weave black magic, dark magic in that place. They used to create evil servants in that place. But I think they've been gone for years. We haven't heard anything of them for many, many years. My father used to tell me about them, but nothing recently. I mean, is this something that everybody knows about? And he answers, well, yes, it's a common story, like a boogeyman story that we tell the kids when they're young. If they don't behave, the tech cultists are going to come and get them and take them away and make them into a slave, you know, an undead slave. All the children and all the people here know this story. Now, I mean, I am kind of pushing the narrative in this direction because I don't really want to spend too long in this settlement trying to find this twist. I don't want to spend too much time in Mossmore. I want to get to the pyramid. So I'm kind of pushing the narrative in this direction so that we can find the twist and continue on to scene 3, when we go to the pyramid. So let's say that this story is that the merchant is probably lying, because it seems like everybody is told about this cult when they're children. It's a common sort of myth or legend or story from the last generation of people that stayed here, where there used to be a cult that used the pyramid as their base, used to cause a lot of trouble, sort of evil necromancy kind of thing. But they haven't been heard of for a long time. So the merchant basically saying that he didn't know anything about them and trying to push me to go to a settlement, maybe that is confirming that the guy lied. Kari. Again, I'm kind of pushing the narrative that way, because otherwise we may never leave Mossmore because the twist ain't coming up. All right, so with that kind of knowledge, let's buy myself another ale, and I'll buy him an ale as well. So we're going to be buying 2 more ales. And again, I'm just using the same pricing assumptions that I did in the last episode. So I'm down to 264, buy 2 more ales. And I'll stay in here for another hour or so, just making small talk and conversation with this guy and anybody else who listens to me. But I've kind of got the information that I need about the danger of the pyramid, the existence of the tech cultists, the fact that House Zas is kind of trying to keep it secret. And, like I said, I'm kind of pushing the narrative so that Kari is potentially the conspirator or the traitor. Maybe if he comes to the tavern tonight, maybe we can confront him. Or maybe I can just let the guards know on my way out. That could possibly work as well. Right, so I think we've finished at this tavern here. We're going to go back to the first tavern because maybe it's getting later, sort of getting dark, and the intrepid dragon is getting busier. So now's a good time for me to actually do my my dancing, my entertainment. So Schwan will go back to the intrepid dragon, go back up to his room, leave stuff there that's not valuable and stuff. Come back down, and I ask the landlord, Nessim, is it a good time for me to do my performance? Maybe get a bit of money? He says, yes, fine. But you need to give me 10% of what you earn. Okay, a deal's a deal, 10%, not a problem. Obviously, I don't think he's expecting me to earn very much. 10% or 50%? A quarter, maybe? A quarter, let's say a quarter. So 25% of what I earn, the guy's going to take. Now, I'm going to have to do some kind of check, some action check, to see how well my dance goes, and that will then affect the money that I earn. Now, in terms of coin, if I'm saying that an ale is 1 coin, a meal is 2, a basic meal is 2, what could I possibly expect in terms of money from the patrons for the dance? D20? Okay, so if I succeed in the check, maybe I can get D20. If I get a crit, maybe I get D20 plus D10. Or should I do 2? No, I'll do 2D20. So if I get a crit, a kraken on the dice. We got a kraken in the last episode. I want to get another kraken here. So if I get a kraken, I'm going to be rolling 2D20. If we succeed normally, I'm getting 1D20. If I fail the roll, maybe I get D10. But if I fumble, I get nothing. And the landlord tells me to leave the next day. Right, we're going to do our dance. So the dance is going to be a dex check. Difficulty. I don't think there's any reason why it would be easy or hard. So we'll take it as being an average dex check. So I'm getting a +2 because my dex is 16. So we're getting a +2 modifier. So an average check at +2 is 13. So I need an 11. I need to roll an 11. Let's see how we do. So I go to this sort of very small stage at the back of the tavern's sort of bar room. A fair number of people are in here. Not full by any means, but there's a fair number of people in here. And I start doing a dance. Maybe it has elements of tap involved so that we have that rhythm. So I don't need music necessarily. Yeah, okay, so let's see how we do. So I need a 13 with a +2, so I need to roll 11 plus. Come on! Oh, so close. But it's not a crit. I got a 19. +2 is 21. But it's not a crit. So I'm going to earn D20 coins. If I'd got a crit, I'd have earned 2D20. So from the dance goes down well. The patrons seem pleased and happy and admire the dance in one form or another. There's obviously one or two people that weren't that impressed. You know how it goes. But overall, the dance went down well. Now let's see how willing they are to pay for it. We get, no, 3. Can I re-roll? Can I re-roll? I mean, 3 coins. That's not even going to cover my drinks. I'm going to re-roll. I'm playing the solo gamer can re-roll to create a better story card. Here's the card. I'm going to re-roll that. 3's way too low. I'm going to say, let's say, a minimum of 5, maybe. A minimum of 5. Anything less than 5, I'm going to re-roll. 8. Okay, so we earn 8 coins. Not a lot. Maybe the people here don't have a lot of cash to spend. I do have to give 25% to the inn. So we end up with 6 coins. That's pathetic. I mean, they like the dance, but they don't like it with their wallets. All right, 6 coins. So we're up to 270. Okay. So 270 coins. I did a little dance, earned a little money. Didn't make any real friends, but I have found out some information. Now, is that guy from the store here, Kari? Because I want to kind of confront him about the cultists. I think it's likely. So likely is an 8+. I've got a critical fail. I got a fumble. Is he here? Definitely. He's done a runner. Oh, that could be, yeah. So I mean, because I wanted to confront him. So if I succeeded, he would have been here and I could have confronted him about the lie. On a failure, maybe he's not here and I have to go sort of searching for him. But maybe on a fumble, on a critical fail, maybe he's done a runner. Maybe he's gone to the pyramid to warn. Oh no, he's gone there to warn them. Oh no. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That kind of makes sense. Oh, nuts. All right, so I'm not going to know this, of course. So Kari is nowhere to be seen. He's not in the tavern. I don't know where he is. Maybe in the morning I'll go to the store and try and find him, and then I'll realise that he's done a runner. I mean, I could possibly guess that he's gone to the pyramid, but I don't know for sure. That is just purely for the story. Oh, no. So what I've done here, I've just put here, is the store merchant Kari in the audience. I failed the check, a fumble. So what I've put here, Kari has left to warn the cult at the pyramid. This is something that I don't know yet, but it is definitely something that's going to cause problems because they may ambush me on the way and they may ambush me inside the pyramid. Oh no! So, I think that will do for Mossmore. So we are going to have a good night's sleep. The dancing has knackered me. Haven't done sort of dancing for a while. I've been travelling for quite a while. So I'm going to go back up to the room, get a good night's sleep. Is it going to be a safe sleep or am I going to have stuff nicked? I'm thinking unlikely. Am I going to have anything stolen? Unlikely. So I want something low, don't I? So 12 or higher, I get something stolen. A 3, so no. Okay. So it's a safe night. I don't get anything stolen from anybody else in the common room. I wake up in the morning, gather my things. I've got some information about what's going on at the pyramid and the cultists, but I want to confront Kari. So I leave the intrepid dragon in the morning and I walk to the store and I notice that everything is boarded up. Everything is closed. Nobody around. Maybe I knock on the door of a neighbor and I ask, have they seen Kari? And they say, oh, he left late last night. He boarded everything up, seemed to be in a real hurry, and he left. And at that point, I kind of think, oh, he may have been a traitor. He may have been the conspirator. Maybe he's on the way to the pyramid to warn them. Maybe I need to race him, try and get there first, maybe catch up with him. That's possible. But that is going to be in scene 3, and that is going to be in the next video, because I think we've completed scene 2. So, information on the air, we found a little bit of information. Information on the pyramid, we did find some of that. The twist, kind of, again, I kind of manipulated it my way to make it fit, but the twist was included. Now, were we in control of what was happening? Well, I mean, it was a mixed bag. I think at the start we did okay, but nothing amazing. But the fact that, again, as far as the story is concerned, as far as this guy is now running towards the pyramid, so I'm kind of thinking that the scene finished on a bad note, and that could possibly lead to a problematic twist in the next scene. So I'm thinking that I'm going to give myself a twist modifier for the next scene, because, like I say, overall there were positives and negatives. Nothing that bad, nothing that good, but the fact that the story ended up, or the way it was sort of going, is that the merchant's on his way to the pyramid to warn them. There could be ambushes on the way. I've got to try and catch him if possible. That probably is going to lead to the scene having problems, having surprises. So I'm going to give myself a twist modifier for the next scene. The next scene is going to be scene 3. So I've just put here, travel to the pyramid, F5, try to catch Kari, the landlord, and find an entrance to the pyramid. That will be scene 3, and then scene 4 will be us actually going into the pyramid. And I'm going to treat the pyramid as a ruin, even though when we rolled it up, the pyramid was a landmark. Not necessarily a ruin. I mean, a ruin is a separate entry, but I'm thinking that the pyramid is actually going to function the same as a ruin. So that will be in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you've been enjoying this. And I will see you in the next video. Let's hope that Schwan is able to catch Kari. Maybe if we get a exploration event in F5, maybe we can manipulate it so that it's us catching up with Kari. We'll see what happens. If we get an event, I'll see if I can manipulate it. But that'll be in the next video. Excuse me. Until then, take care, stay safe, and don't forget this game is now available on DriveThruRPG. Links are in the description. Cheers, guys.